Hello, everybody. Good afternoon, good evening, or good morning, wherever you are. Uh, I'm Dr. Raukalasu. I'm a internal medicine doctor, and I've been coming here in this evening hour lately, um, sharing with some of my experiences with quotations that have spirituality laden in them, and that led me to think deeper, to really explore deeply and understand some of the truths of the life and learn from that and pass on that wisdom of the spiritual sayings to my whoever I contact with, right? My patients, my friends, my family, even on the social media. When I come here, I'll be talking this, right? So today I think this is going to be controversial, but still, yeah, listen to me carefully. Then you would be thinking too. Okay. Um, See, we are all raised on pursuit of happiness, and that's why we are building our life, and that's the ultimate aim and all that, right? Um, but then when I heard this, there is nothing like a pursuit of happiness, but happiness is within you. And the question is there a really a pursuit of happiness or only some pleasurable pursuits? And then we mistake that as a pursuit of happiness, you know? So that made me think a lot. So the ancient wisdom, which I'm always talking about, they take this pretty serious. And then they do show you the happiness is within everybody, and you got to not to go out and find happiness somewhere in a relationship, in a accumulation of money or comforts or degrees, any of them like that, right? It's more like a turn inward and find that eternal, happy, blissful feeling that we all have, and only we are not able to see it because we are occupied with external pursuits, which are not fulfilling. So there is a saying in uh, ancient wisdom. They talked about making a livelihood and making money or whatever you do, education, accumulation of all that. They call that as kind of properties or whatever you want to accumulate, right? So that they call in Sanskrit word ardha. That means whatever you try to accumulate in terms of money, in terms of properties, in terms of degrees, knowledge, whatever, that's out there by pursuing all the efforts that we do and really pursuing that it is there and then going for it. And it may temporarily make you feel like that, but it's not like a permanent fulfillment, right? And you could also go for pleasures, which we do, for small or big pleasures. And the more we do it, it looks like the more we are immersed in pleasure, the more meaningless it becomes. Like, we see a movie once in a while, that will be a pleasurable, right? But if you see a movie all the time, pretty soon we lose that. That applies to everything, right? So if you are at the Wall Street making money on one corner of the country, and if you are pursuing pleasure going into Hollywood as the other corner of the country, you have only temporary fulfillment. That's the uh, kind of showing a fact, right? Once we see that, we may have livelihood needs, we may have some innocent, simple pleasures, All those are okay in themselves, but don't label them as giving you permanent happiness or permanent fulfillment or blissful feeling or peace, any of that. This is where the genius of ancient wisdom is. If you go into your own inner self, inner consciousness, you will find the place where real happiness, bliss, or consciousness, or existence, it is all there. And if only you keep your mind quiet and touch that inner reality, you will be immersed in that happiness. And that happiness is reflected in anything that we get and we do and all that, right? So that's a deep insight, but it is not going to be perceived by people just because somebody stated. They have to take a undertaking of inward journey, go within themselves, and then find out about that. That they call is moksha. The properties they call artha, the desires they call kama, and the last one, the liberation from our mind, from our thinking, from all these cravings, and that is they call moksha. That is the permanent, forever fulfillment. Think about it. Take a instance in your life and see pursuing a degree or pursuing something that you want to accomplish is more engaging, more fulfilling than once we achieve the result, we want to pursue something else. Like that, we have monies, we have big jobs, we have compensations and all that. But then at the end of it, after you get that, it doesn't seem like it's such a big deal, and we want something else. So this forever craving that is bred in the um, general life, like you got to pursue your happiness, you have to, what they are saying is you got to have a job, you have to learn money and all that for making your life comfortable, convenient, basic needs are attended. But if you really take your inner happiness, inner peace, that's not there just because we have bigger car, bigger building and all. This we see with all the uh, rich people in America or actors or whoever that is there, we can see that, right? They are not really uh, there. They are not saying that we are happy. Look at the number of people unhappy with all the riches they have, all the accumulations they have. They always find that something is missing in their life, right? So always develop a dispassionate attitude to these things so that the more simpler you are, the more inner riches you have because you have nothing to lose, you have no fear, no nothing, right? So there is a whole lot of ancient wisdom where for centuries people pursued this inward investigation, inquiry to find that eternal, forever fulfillment, which is possible if only you take that examination and find out by yourself. Okay, that's why happiness cannot be pursued because it is not out there; it's in there, and you can have pleasure, and you that will disappear after a while. But this satisfaction, contentment, peace that can happen with self-inquiry is within, and for that you got to go beyond your own ego and personality, whatever we accumulated. Then we will touch that real self, the true nature of ours, and that self they called in Sanskrit Sat Chit Ananda. Sat means existence. What is existing? Chit means consciousness. That consciousness, that awareness, without that we don't have any life. And Ananda, that is the bliss. That itself is consciousness, that itself is the existence which is blissful. Okay, so uh, that's what I wanted to say. Think about it, consider it, and if you have any uh, ideas or thoughts related to this topic, don't hesitate to DM me, and I'll be happy to engage with you and go through it, not in an argumentative way, not to prove who is right or wrong, but just how to explore, how to sit down, how to shut down our external mind going, and then really feel inside. And that requires some training, some understanding, and some kind of investment in your time and in your daily routines. Then you will be able to do that. See, after late, what is happening is many of my doctor friends and colleagues, they're so occupied with doing the job, they never have chance to look at themselves. That's what I'm always advising people. Take 15 minutes of time in the morning, separate yourself from all this noise that's going on around you, and focus on yourself. That means come in contact with your own inner questions, inner thoughts, inner feelings, whatever that is, and then find out what is that your clarity, what is that your understanding, how do you think about these kind of questions, and then do you have entertain anything like what is happiness, where it is, how to get it or not? Do you check yourself that all these pleasures are not leading you anywhere, you're always pursuing one pleasure after another? That kind of thing is natural, right, for people. But there's nothing wrong with that. But only thing is, uh, if you are making regular living for family, if you are having some innocent pleasures, that's all okay. But assuming that itself is the life is something you are missing out on what is possible by inquiring within and finding out that eternal, forever fulfillment that can happen to us. Okay, so that's what I wanted to say. And see, anybody here want to come up and talk about this? Okay, so this question, don't answer it yes or no. Don't take it anything that me or anybody said. What I'm inviting you is pursue that within yourself. Pursue that for some length of time, weeks or months. And these questions have answers within them. They reveal it if you explore. Okay. For this, just acceptance and going is not going to happen. Engaging into this, exploring the matter by yourself is the key to find out what is the truth about this. Okay. So this kind of uh, question led to, for me, to really not to accept anybody or anything, any saying like there is happiness in here. There is go and drink, go and do drugs, go and do smoking. None of them appealed to me. I never took it. And also go and do this religious activity. No. Um, you can go and pursue your medical degrees and other degrees. Yeah, I did. But then they have their own purpose, but they were not leading to inner clarity and complete fulfillment. So when I pursued this is where the ancient wisdom is. They were not going after external things. They were going after understanding our inner self, inner being, what are we inside. And then by discovering that they had clarity, peace, and happiness. Okay. That happiness reflects on everything that we do. Okay. Find that out. And if you have any questions or if you have any uh, problems with this, don't hesitate to contact me. I'll be happy to discuss that with you. That's all. I will come back again with another quotation that has really led me to explore further, to led me to discover more clarity and contentment, happiness with it. Okay, those kind of several quotations. I'm going to bring it to you, and I will explore this here with you. And if you have any questions, you can call me. Okay, bye bye.